I want to get more insight with retired FBI supervisory special agent Daniel Brunner, who is joining us tonight. Thank you so much for being here, Daniel. I mean, obviously what Brian was reporting there, Cavalcante now has this 22 caliber rifle. It is outfitted with a scope and a flashlight. I mean, how much harder and more dangerous does that make a search like this?
I think it multiplies it by an X factor that he now is armed. He now has a scope. He has the flashlight, and he is well aware. He knows the area. He traveled from the prison to the home of his associate without the utilization of GPS. He knew this associate's home from years ago. He remembered it. So he's familiar with the area. He's familiar with this. If the tactical teams, especially at night, are moving very methodically, very carefully, they might encounter him, unfortunately, if he sets up an ambush. He could be aware of them. He could see them coming from half a mile away, and he could set up a quite dangerous ambush. So the tactical teams are, some of the best trained officers and agents that I know, and they're moving very carefully, and it's a large area, but they're moving carefully to be able to find him and push him into a direction where he makes a mistake, where he is encountered by a civilian. The civilian sees them out their window. They're able to call 911, and then everyone else is able to encounter him and hopefully capture him alive.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those officers that are part of this search effort. 500, I believe, is the total. It's from state police to the FBI, the ATF, U.S. Marshals, all who are looking in that perimeter so carefully, as you were noting. But, we've learned that he was able to slip through perimeters before. I mean, what do the internal efforts look like when you're 13 days in and you still haven't found the person?
Well, the internal efforts are extremely complex. There's a very large-scale command post that it's set up, and most likely Pennsylvania State Police is the command structure, and everyone else is assisting. They've got analysts, they've got other agents, other agencies providing support. There's most likely FBI headquarters is providing their support, whether it be computer analysts, phone analytical work. So there's a lot of people at the command post. They bring in all the tips that come together, and then they are distributing it. In addition, you have an additional investigative team, which is out in the field, interviewing all the family members, interviewing cellmates, interviewing associates of cellmates to see if they can get into the mind of the fugitive and figure out what his next step is. Why is he traveling north and west and then to east? It's try to establish the pattern, get ahead of him, and create the situation where he makes a mistake, where he throws his green sweatshirt off and now he's shirtless on a rainy night. He'll be cold. He may end up making a mistake and trip across the street, and someone will see him, and then hopefully law enforcement will take him in custody.
Yeah, I mean, they've been waiting on him to make that mistake for 13 days now, and it hasn't been one that materially has affected the search yet. I mean, when you talk about what they're analyzing and what they're asking people about, what is the most valuable thing that they would have to help them locate him?
Without a doubt, the most valuable thing that can assist in this investigation is the community. Having his photograph and the updated photograph of him clean shaven, having those sets of eyes of the community looking out the window, seeing if there's somebody walking by that just doesn't seem right in the neighborhood. People know their neighborhood. People know who their neighbors are. If they see someone that just doesn't fit in, call 911, call your local law enforcement. And that tip will get filtered into the command post and will get filtered, and they will look at it. They will analyze it. Those people in the community know their neighborhoods best. It's important, though, as he did last night, is he entered an open garage. He clearly looks for an opportunity. Close your garages, lock your car doors, take the garage door openers out of your cars, set up your house carefully, because he is a danger to the community and to all the civilians. But the people in those communities, that's the best thing they can do, is look out their window or while you're driving through the area, keep an extra eye out and then call 911. Even if you think it's nothing, call 911, call your local law enforcement, call the FBI, and provide that tip.
Daniel Brunner, we will see if they get any closer to locating him. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Kaitlan.